Hello again, fellow BeachBum traders. Thank you for joining us for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of February 26th through March 1st, where in part 2 of our weekly trading game plan, we'll be selecting our top swing trading stocks to watch, stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list. We'll also look at strategies using dividend payers to generate income and strategies for using options to also generate additional income. Welcome again, Douglas PC. Thank you for joining us today. So let's get started. So here's our Google document with our notes for part 2 of our weekly trading game plan for the trading week of February 26th through March 1st. We keep our notes for our weekly trading game plans in publicly accessible Google documents. You can find a direct link to this Google document in the description box below. Our notes documents contain links to bonus videos, the tools and resources we use to select our top swing trading stocks to watch, etc. If you haven't already seen part 1 of our weekly trading game plan for this week, titled AI FOMO is Raging, we would highly recommend you also view part 1, as that contains our market analysis, trading strategies, trade ideas for this trading week, and you can access that via the direct link in the notes and also on our BeachBum Trading YouTube channel. Welcome, Easy Mike, the Crow. Thank you for joining us. We store all of our weekly trading game plan notes documents in a publicly accessible Google Drive folder, so you can refer back to the notes for part 1 as well as previous weeks for our weekly trading game plan notes. And you can also find a direct link to that publicly accessible Google Drive folder in the description box below. Welcome, Sydney Osborne. Glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. Hope everyone's doing well. So firstly, we'll quickly go over some trade updates for this week, and then we'll look at those charts also in Webull. So our trade update for this week is we got stopped out of our long position in TSLY. TSLY is the yield max dividend payer on Tesla. We had entered in on January 25th at 889. We exited, got stopped out on February 20th at 901 for a ROI profit of about 1.4%, which equates to a monthly ROI of about 1.6% on price appreciation. And we had also collected their 40-cent monthly dividend for February. So congratulations to all of our fellow BeachBum traders who also profited from the swing or scalp trade on TSLY. And we will continue to watch TSLY. If we get a pullback again in Tesla, we'll again do a scalp, collect their monthly dividend, collect some price appreciation on TSLY. Just a quick reminder, although I don't recommend anyone blindly follow us into or out of trades, if you would like to get notified when we enter or exit a trade, you can get email notification by joining any level of our Patreon. You can find a link to our Patreon also in the description box below. As soon as we enter or exit a trade, I post that to our Patreon members. You'll get email notification. Also, we have several channels in our Discord available to our Patreon members with a series of alerts, and I will show you those alerts channels briefly. So I've got a couple alerts channels available to our Patreons. The first is a Thinkorswim alerts channel. I also have price alerts set up, automatically triggered in Thinkorswim. When those get triggered, then they get automatically posted to our Thinkorswim alerts channel. If I follow that up with a trade, then I would reply to that alert in the Thinkorswim channel. If it's not directly related to a Thinkorswim alert, then I would post that in our trade alerts channel. So you can see when we got stopped out of TSLY, I posted that in the alerts channel. We also have a real-time alerts channel available to our all access and VIP Patreons. So you can get alerted when stocks are moving up, breaking out, close to our price targets. You can hear how you can use that real-time alerts channel via the link to this bonus video in the notes. And again, my automated systems post automatically to this alerts channel when stocks are breaking out, moving up near our price target, And again, a good way to see sector rotation, see trends, see real-time movement in stocks. And again, you can also get access to that alerts channel by joining our Patreon at the All Access or VIP level. And we'd love to hear from our Patreon members, etc., what else you would like to see in this real-time alerts channel. So let us know how we can further add value, help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career with real-time alerts. So we'll jump over to Webull. We'll quickly look at that trade in Webull. Welcome Born to Be Free, Ricky Khan. Thank you all for joining us. So here's our TSLY trade. So again, we got in on the 25th. You can see that little dip. So we bought in on that dip on the 25th. We collected their monthly profit, rode it up, got some price appreciation, and then exited on the 20th at 901. Got a little bit of a rollover on the 20th. So you see when it broke that pivot point, we got stopped out. See, it has gone up a little bit, been pretty flat. I am watching TSLY to see if it comes close to that 813 level again. And again, we would do another swing scalp trade on TSLY if we get a pullback in Tesla. And again, collect a monthly dividend, scalp it on any kind of rollover. Good morning, Walter Lyons. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Okay, so let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our top swing trading stocks to watch list for this week. I'll go over any updates, changes in our notes, and then we'll also look at our Google Sheet, our watch list Google Sheet, and these charts in Webull. Okay, for our watch list updates for our top swing trading stocks to watch list, I don't think I really have many changes for this week, so I'll go through them rather quickly. If you'd like to hear more detail about when we added these to our watch list, etc., some of the thesis behind these, we have links to bonus videos where we talk in more detail about each of these stocks. So I'll go through these quickly. Again, another one of the yield maxes we're looking at for a swing scalp trade is APLY. If we get a pullback on Apple, as you'll see, it's been pretty flat. I missed an opportunity a couple days ago. It didn't quite get down to the low, and I probably should have jumped on it pre-market. And then with the AI FOMO, Apple's bounced back up. So we'll see if we get a correction opportunity to get into APLY, play that very similar to TSLY. We're still watching Boyle. We saw yesterday natural gas popped up on the futures rollover. It's been now retracing back down to 160 or so. So if we get that retest of the recent low in natural gas at 151-ish, then we would add a scalp swing trade in Boyle. FAZ, which is the short on the financial sector, we're already long FAZ, but again, if we get a pullback in the financial sector, maybe opportunities. Several of these in the watch list I've left on for momentum traders, shorter term day traders, scalpers, etc. Again, we're already long FAZ. We're waiting for a correction in the financial industry, but it's declined, so better opportunities for you now. FNGD, again, another I've left in there for, short-term traders, day traders. I'm not really eager to jump in front of the AI FOMO, jump in front of NVIDIA, so the FANG stocks as well as the semiconductors. You'll see I've still got SOXS on here as well, which is the short on semiconductors. Again, more for short-term scalpers, day traders in our BeachBum trading community. Also, LTC, we've been watching for a pullback. This is a healthcare facility REIT. It looked like we might get a pullback. It hasn't quite declined to where I'd like it, around 30 or so. So we did see some oscillation in real estate. If that pulls back, that's another REIT we'd like to get into. Someone yesterday was asking us to look at land. We're still long land, and we'll take a look at that as well in the dividend payers Google sheet. We're still long TECS. Again, TECS is a short on the broader technology sector. Again, yesterday we saw this TECS didn't quite experience the FOMO as some of the other technology components. So still an opportunity if we get correction in the technology sector, might be an opportunity for you to get into TECS, ride that down. Again, if you wanted to turn around and long it with TECL, plenty of opportunities for very short-term day trades, scalps. So I hope that helps. We're going to look at these very quickly in our new watch list Google sheet. Again, you can get access to our watch list Google sheet by joining any level of our Patreon. This new Google sheet contains our top swing trading stocks to watch, as well as stocks in our bullpen, stocks in our shopping list, and you can see how you can use this watch list Google sheet to watch our top swing trading stocks to watch via the links to these bonus videos in the notes. And we'd love to hear your suggestions about what else we can add to our watch list Google sheet to help you, again, make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. Also, if I make any, this watch list Google sheet is automatically updated at the end of the day by our automated systems. And if I make any subsequent changes to our watch list during the trading day, I post that in the Stocks Watch List channel in our Discord, also available to our Patreon members. So you can see when I added Boyle on 2/7, when we saw that steep decline in natural gas, and then we subsequently added it to our watch list Google sheet. So again, if you'd like access to all of those, you can get access by joining any level of our Patreon. So you can see here's our top swing trading stocks to watch list. I've got APLY, FAZ, LTC, etc. You can see where our buy price targets are. Again, you'll see I've got a buy on APLY, I think at 1781. I probably have to come up a bit to actually catch that. So again, you can see our price targets, the current risk reward profiles linked to their FinViz profile, also their dividend information, optionality information, all in the watch list tab of our Google sheet. So now we'll go and look at those charts quickly in Webull. I'm using the online browser version of Webull. Again, a nice feature of Webull is you can have all kinds of different watch lists. So I can flip to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. Again, I'm watching APLY. I've got Apple in there just to watch the price action of Apple. So again, I can watch some of these inverses or the underlying stock in my watch list. So yeah, I missed this little pullback on the 21st pre-market. It went down to 1786. Probably should have caught it there because then APLY bounced back up. One of the things I see with these yield maxes is their bid-ask spread is often quite wide. They don't trade a whole lot. They're a bit choppy, so might be a little tricky. Also, when you want to get out, just be aware of the liquidity in some of these yield maxes. Boyle, again, we're watching for that natural gas price to drop down, 150-ish. So if we retest that bottom again, we'll add a scalping position in Boyle. Again, I've left FANG-D in here. We can see FANG-U made a recent high. Again, short-term trading, you can short with FANG-D, turn around and long with FANG-U. Similarly with semiconductors, long with SOXL made a new high recently. So short with SOXS. And broad technology, long with TECL. You see TECL did not reach its long-time high, got rejected off that resistance level. So again, I'm comfortable with my long in TECS, even though we had that decline on the initial AI euphoria. So we'll wait for a longer term, bigger correction, longer term swing in TECS. And then again, LTC, which is the REIT on senior living. I'm looking for something down in the 30-30. We see it's popped back up. So see if we get an opportunity if it does come back down. Otherwise, we'll take it out soon. Okay, next we'll talk about our bullpen stocks. Again, our stocks in our bullpen are those that don't have an immediately attractive swing trading setup, but I've identified that they may have an attractive swing trading setup in the near future. So we put them in our bullpen. We can now watch those in the bullpens tab in our Google Sheet. So we'll also look at them there. So I can watch them in better real time. Again, these Google Sheets aren't truly real time. There's about a 20-minute delay in the Google Finance functions that are driving these white columns, but it's near enough to real time for our swing trading strategies. And then if they present a more attractive swing trading setup, then we put them in the game, move them up to our top swing trading stocks to watch list. So let me grab a quick drink and we'll go over our bullpen stocks. Okay, so here's the stocks we have in our bullpen. Again, I don't think we made a whole lot of changes this week. So again, you can hear more detail about our due diligence on some of these stocks via the bonus links in the videos in our notes. So AREC is one we've added to our bullpen for sector rotations out of coking coal in and out of coking coal. So we're keeping an eye on that. Yes, last week we talked about adding HIMX. This one also doesn't seem to have participated in the AI FOMO yet. Looks like it's got a pretty stable support level. So this would be one to watch. I haven't added it back to our top swing trading stocks to watch. I just want to make sure that support holds. But that is one we'll be watching in our in the bullpen sheet, in our Google sheet closely. I think there's some opportunity. It may take off if it gets tagged, and there was a press release that tagged HIMX as a AI related penny stock. So keep an eye on HIMX. Again, it may take off on the AI FOMO. Welcome, MD. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. We've had LXU, so you can hear LSB Industries. You can hear our thesis on LXU via the link in the notes. Mosaic, we've been watching for a while. Again, several of these, once the AI FOMO cools off, once we get into spring planting season, some of these may swing back up. So we're looking for those opportunities LXU, MOS, also rare earth materials, REMX. So you can hear our thesis on REMX. REMX contains MP materials as well. And you'll see MP materials as one we have in our shopping list as well. Welcome, Ellen Krantz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. And then another one of the dividend payers that we're watching is recently is SAR. So you can again hear our quick take thesis on SAR, Saratoga Investment Corp. And we'll again take a look at that in our dividend payers Google Sheet as well. So again, now we can watch our Bullpen Stocks in near real time in the Bullpen tab within our watch list Google Sheet, so we can see, what the risk reward profiles is, how close are they to our price target. You can see like AREC around 121. HIMX, actually the 52-week low is 522. We'll see if that holds. Again, we'll look at those charts momentarily in Webull. Again, you can see their earnings dates, dividend information, optionality information, all in the Bullpen tab in our Google Sheet now. Just a quick reminder, if you're not already using Webull, they're still offering up to 75 free fractional shares of stock. If you open your account, deposit 25K or more. If you deposit less than 25K, you get 20 free fractional shares of stock, each worth $3,000 to $3,000. So if you're not already using Webull, you can see we use it for our market analysis, due diligence, the majority of our trading. And if you'd use our affiliate link in the description box below, you can get your free fractional shares of stock and also help support our BeachBum trading community, which we greatly appreciate. So again, I'm using the online browser version of Webull. Here's our Bullpen watch list. I can quickly flip through these and see if their setup is improving. Again, looks like AREC may be coming back down. So again, rotation out of coking coal is where we would look to see to get into AREC. HIMX, again, this is that semiconductor, Taiwanese semiconductor company. And again, it looks like it might be establishing a decent support at that, 520-ish level. So it's touched that area a couple times. It, briefly broke the pivot point and then rejected down. Again, hasn't participated in this semiconductor and AI FOMO. So if it does take off in that FOMO, I think this might be an attractive opportunity for a semiconductor stock. LXU, we can see it's been pretty flat. I'd like it, down around 730 or so. It's been rejecting off that pivot point. So again, there's a chemical company. So if we see a rotation back into chemicals, Mosaic, again, potash, they recently announced they were reducing their potash production, and that gave it a little bit of a pop. REMX, again, rare earth materials, and pop back up a little bit. So we'll see if we get a retracement down to that 44-ish level. Saratoga, SAR, again, anywhere, in this 22-ish range, you'll see my price target. I think I have, set for the 52-week low. Which is this 22-ish area. So again, we'll keep an eye on those. Again, now I can flip between our watch list tab and our Bullpen tab much quicker in our Google Sheet. So during the day, I can keep an eye on these, see if anybody's approaching our price target and jump on them. Okay, next we'll talk about our shopping list stocks. Let me grab a quick drink. I do want to go through an exercise if we have time. I may come back to this. I want to make sure I can respond to some questions, some specific requests. So we may come back to our shopping list in a few minutes. So again, the concept of our shopping list is, to have a list of stocks that you want to buy on any irrational reactions to earnings, severe pullbacks in the market, etc. Any opportunity, what's the stocks that you wanted to buy, hold, etc. So have your shopping list ready. We just recommend, again, we've got, interest rates. The cuts aren't coming anytime soon. So we've got higher for longer. It's going to put further pressure on money-losing companies. So we always recommend you stay away from zombie stocks, zombie companies, etc. Again, in this, we talked about the AI FOMO yesterday, and that some of these, AI-related companies may drop offerings on any pop. So again, just be aware of the cash position of any money-losing companies that you're getting in. Again, we talked about that yesterday, so I'd recommend you refer back to that. Now we can look at our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab in our Google Sheet. I'm going to come back to a topic I wanted to review relative to kind of shopping list stocks, relative to biotechs. I'll come back to that later if we have time. But again, now you can also see our shopping list stocks in the shop list tab in our Google Sheet. We've got JEPI, JEPQ, which we can also see in our dividend payers. Again, we're already long land, so several REITs that we typically watch: Land, LTC, Stag. These are REITs I like, so if I get an opportunity, those are ones. Some that have had irrational reactions to earnings in the past, like Bud, Cody, IBM, Disney's run up. I like to watch Disney on any opportunity. IBM, same way. MP Materials. So again, if anybody has others you think should be added to our shopping list, please let us know. I'll come back to the discussion on biotechs in a bit. First, I want to look at our dividend payers, and I want to look in specific on the one we talked about yesterday, CTA, Simply Managed Futures Strategy ETF. This was recommended by Easy Mike, and yesterday we looked at it relative to an ETF. So we looked at the risk-reward profile as an ETF. We looked at the composition of this ETF and their profile in the ETF database. And today I want to review their dividend payment information. So you can see I've also added the dividend payment information in the research sheet in our dividend payers Google Sheet. So I'd recommend you also hear about our discussion relative to this ETF in part 1. But if I go to the Add tab in our dividend payers Google Sheet, and we look at the dividend payment information for CTA. So here's the dividend payment information for CTA. Pays a 10-cent nominal dividend. So it's got a nominal percentage dividend yield of 7.24%. You can see the risk-reward profile. Again, we reviewed this as well yesterday. You can see its year-to-date performance is negative. So if I bring up again its FinBiz chart, we can see, year-to-date performance has been negative. So if we look at how that factors into the net yield, so the net yield, even though the nominal yield's about 7%, the net yield's only 2%. and it does have some decent potential price appreciation, so you can get an adjusted yield of about 11%. As we discussed and looked at yesterday, my humble opinion, the strategy would be to buy it on the ex-dividend date, particularly if there's an irrational, reaction, if it dips farther than the actual dividend amount on an ex-dividend date. I think that would be the opportunity. We talked about the head and shoulders perception, and we can see it tends to bottom out in this low 20s and then run back up. So again, the profit potential is in swinging it, catching it low after the ex-dividend date. You see in this case it declined further after the ex-dividend date, so that would be the swing opportunity. Swing it up, collect the quarterly dividend, and then again the profit seems to be in the swinging the price appreciation more so than just the dividend yield. And again, its yearly performance has been slightly negative, so holding it long term may not be as attractive. So again, I'd love to hear anybody else's feedback on CTA. You can post it in our Discord in the comments to this video, etc. So I hope that addresses your interest, Easy Mike. And again, if you have further feedback, I'd love to hear that. Okay, if anybody else has any other dividend payers that you want to look at, you can throw those up in the chat as well. Just a quick reminder, you can get 24/7 access to our dividend payers Google Sheet by joining our Patreon at the all access or VIP level. And again, you can construct your own schedule of income generation using dividend payers, and we have a series of videos on how you can find the best dividend paying stocks, how you can construct your own schedule of income via dividend payers using our dividend payers Google Sheet. Okay, I know someone yesterday asked to look at land, so I'll briefly look at land. You can look at the chart of land, look at the recent news, their earnings. So here's land, which is a REIT on farmland, pays a very small dividend, small monthly dividend, about 5 cents. You see recently, we'll see in the chart, I'll bring up the chart for land in FinViz. And you can access the links to the charts in the FinViz URL column. So you can see it had earnings, had a negative reaction to earnings, even though, it wasn't, their EPS was more negative than expected. Their revenue was slightly better than expected. But again, we got that negative reaction. It dipped down, below 13. And the news was, in particular, they were focusing on the FFO, which is a primary measure of REITs, and they said the FFO missed estimates. And so, my humble opinion, that's what warranted the decline. However, it did. You can see it's bouncing back up over 13 again. We're still long land. This is we'll scalp it if it pops up significantly. But again, we're looking for eventual long-term swing. Once interest rate cuts, once bond yields go down, I think that will relieve some of the pressure. They do have made some money selling some of their property, and since real estate is currently high, we may see them generate additional revenue by selling more. Also, they can lease at a higher higher rate due to high real estate. So again, we're currently holding a position in land. I actually thought about doubling down on it. We might do so on a further irrational decline, and we'll collect the small monthly dividend. But again, we're looking much more for potential price appreciation. The real opportunity in land is again getting the price appreciation on that swing back. So I hope that answers whoever's question was asking about land yesterday. You can see the dividend payment information for APLY, 17 cents a month. The last ex-dividend was 2.7, so the next one on these yield maxes is probably 3.7. And just a reminder, we added the link to the distribution schedule for all the yield maxes in the reference sheet of our dividend payers Google sheet, so you can see when all the yield maxes are going ex-dividend. So quickly scroll through, see if there's any that anybody in the chat would like to specifically look at. Keeping an eye on these two. Again, the risk reward profiles not great right now. These are a couple bond funds. Hershey. Talked about land. This realty income's up a little bit. I like that, down below 50. Here's Saratoga, SAR. So you can see it's a little high right now. All the shorts are showing near bottoms. So looking at these TLT, TLTW, TLT is still up a bit. But if we get a significant pullback in bonds, also I keep seeing this TLTW doesn't really perform coinciding with TLT, but I'm continuing to analyze that. Here's TSLY, so you can see it paid 40 cents for February. So you like it around 813 or so. So you see the risk reward profile and the performance for TSLY. Which one, Easy Mike, you were asking about on another one, WG something. So if I do a find for WG, I don't think I have it. I think it's in our ETF Google sheet. I don't think I have it in our dividend payers. If you remind me which one that was. Okay, so next we'll also briefly talk about some option strategies as additional ways to generate income while you wait for your swing trading stocks to manifest. So we have a couple strategies that we currently use. Selling covered calls when our stocks go up, buying back when they're coming down. Sell puts when stocks are going down, buying back when they're coming back up. And we use our puts ROIC Google sheet to help us identify opportunities to sell puts and buy them back. And again, you can use this puts ROIC Google sheet to also help you, identify opportunities to sell and buy back puts. So again, the VIX still pretty low, so premiums are not all that attractive. So, okay, Ricky Khan's mentioning WGMI is the one you wanted to take a look at. So let me bring that up and I'll come back to that in a second. Okay, Bitcoin miners ETF. Okay, so that's an ETF. Looks like it pays a very small dividend. I know we have that in our ETFs Google Sheet. So looks like, again, the dividend payment dividend payment is very small. So again, more so a price appreciation on the ETF. And we do have that in our ETFs Google Sheet. So I would refer you to our ETF Google Sheet for the risk reward profile, etc. For WGMI, we also have other Bitcoin ETFs in there as well. Unless someone else had something else you wanted to talk about relative to WGMI or any of the other Bitcoin ETFs. So one addition I added to the research sheet of our puts ROIC this week is Advanced Auto Parts at 47.50. So again, at the end of each day, I bring up the option seller ROI tool, see if there's anyone else that might be a potential candidate to add to our puts ROIC Google Sheet. Again, the ROICs, in general, are not achieving the 5% goal at this point. That would make them attractive relative to what I can earn on my cash, just in money markets and in my brokerage accounts. So, but I did add AAP. So you can see right now it's only got about a 1.3, 1.4. But if it does go up, if that premium goes up to its 52-week high of 597, that would be about 9%. So that might be attractive. So we'll have our systems, collect that data, update that data in this Google Sheet, and we'll see if that becomes more attractive. I'm not overly excited about the company. They lost money, their last earnings, but I do think eventually they'll turn around. Particularly the high cost of vehicles due to high interest rates. So repairing existing vehicles might give a boost to AAP. So again, not a whole lot of premiums that are currently attractive over the 5%, but if we do get some increased volatility, I still have a sellout on UAL at 490. That gives 7%. Some of these others, if they do decline, can achieve over 5%. But again, we just need more volatility to make those premiums more attractive. So again, if anyone would like us to do the research on these puts, if you let us know the strike price, the ticker symbol, the expiration date, we could plug that into our Google Sheet and have our automated systems collect that data. And then you can review that in our puts ROIC Google Sheet. So we've got a whole series of videos on how you can use this puts ROIC Google Sheet to generate income using option strategies. And this option strategies for beginners with examples series, and also additional videos on how to use options in our options YouTube playlist. So another question I'd like to pose to the community, or a request to our BeachBum trading community, is I've been looking for other low-risk options trading strategies, ideally that can be executed in retirement accounts. You can't do naked options in retirement accounts. There's restrictions on what types of strategies you can execute in retirement accounts. Obviously, we prefer to do most of our trading in retirement accounts. So if anyone knows of any other low-risk option strategies that we can execute in retirement accounts, we'd love to hear from you. I posted this question also in our Discord in the options channel, so please reply to this in the options channel in our Discord. Again, our Discord has channels for all kinds of different asset classes, trading styles, etc. And all the other channels other than those that I pointed out that are exclusive to our Patreons are available to everyone. Our Discord's free to join, so we'd encourage you to join our Discord, actively participate. We can continue these discussions 24/7 in our Discord. So again, if anyone knows of option strategies, low risk option strategies, we'd love to hear discussion of those. And if you or any other YouTubers you know of, content providers that you know of who are good options traders who might be willing and able to do some live streams and or videos with us to help us learn which low risk option trading strategies we can and should use, and ones that can be done in retirement accounts, please let us know who might be willing and able to do those presentations. I can do research on them myself, but again, I'd love to have somebody who has experience. They can explain to us how we can utilize these additional low-risk option trading strategies to generate additional income, and also for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. So please let us know if you have some ideas of other option strategies that would be considered low risk that we can execute in retirement accounts. And if you'd be willing to do some, live streams or videos, or know someone who would, we'd greatly appreciate that. Okay, let me grab a drink, and I want to also respond to a question that one of our viewers had. Welcome, Gerald Fritz. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, MD's recommending it. Anne-Marie Bance. She was one I thought of contacting. I'm following her now. Again, if anyone has a relationship with options traders, also Eric from Outliers. Again, let me know your thoughts. So, one of our viewers, Grunderson, asked in a comment on our previous video on OPP, is OPP a good dividend stock? So he said, if rates decrease and those older bonds become more attractive, would that in theory help the stock's performance? My understanding of the fund, based on your concerns, due to current market conditions, the fund's heavy weight on small business debt and bonds. It's only problematic for that stock in its current condition. So if the opposite were to happen, rates drop, these older bonds would regain some of their value and even deeper value. I have to imagine those small businesses should have an easier time performing as well. I unfortunately fell for the yield trap, so I really need to dive as deep as possible to understand my situation. So I responded to Grunderson and said, the complexity of OPP is such that I wanted to answer that question as part of our part 2 of our weekly trading game plan. Take another look at OPP, look at its composition, and we can talk about how bond prices increasing may positively affect OPP. So we have OPP in our dividend payers Google sheet. You see it's an asset management company. We'll bring up both their FinViz, and we'll also look at their home page. So OPP, River North Double Line Strategic Opportunity Fund. So you can see longer term hasn't been performing, very well. Kind of bottomed in November, went up a little bit. Part of the answer to that question is I wanted to also compare that to TLT. So if we look at how TLT has performed during that time, again, we see it bottomed in November, so it's OPP is pretty much following the curve of TLT. So in theory, if TLT improves, we could expect some appreciation in OPP. which again, longer term, we do expect a rate cuts. So we do expect bond yields to come down, bond prices to go back up. Again, I wanted to look at the home page for OPP because, again, it's somewhat complex. So they use several different strategies as a composite to OPP. You can see they've got a tactical closed-end fund, a credit strategy, income strategy. And you can see it's kind of mixed. It's a distribution of those strategies. Part of it is this credit strategy. So you can see it's actually a mixture of several other funds. Here's the performance. So you can see the weightings of the income strategy, a credit strategy, and another income strategy. So it's measured against the Barclays Aggregate Bond Index. So most of it is investment grade, some is high yield. So they have, we've talked about small business loans, bank loans, high yield. So it's quite diverse. So again, in just a quick further analysis, they've got here's all the preferred stock. We've got multiple managers from both River North and Double Line. I don't know if that will show up in the ETF database. Might be worth looking at. So just a quick reminder, you can also find links to our tools and resources like the ETF database, FinViz, etc. in the links section on our homepage. So if we search for I don't see it. I'll have to do further research on that in the ETF database. So again, I just wanted to respond to Gunderson's question. Again, I'd love to hear others' feedback on what you think. If these bond prices increase, is that going to help OPP? Again, another risk, another concern I have is, again, the small business loan component of it. I think, more small businesses as the economy slows down may be hit negatively. I don't see a whole lot of commercial real estate. Some of these high yields may be at some risk. So again, I'd love to hear your further feedback in response to his question. So if rates decrease, again, the older bonds, prices should go up, TLT should go up, but again, small business debt. So again, it's a pretty complex mixture of investments. And again, if we look at their performance longer term, going back, it was probably best in 21, bottomed, a bit on the recession, but it's been in steep decline since then. So as we had treasury rates increase, it declined pretty significantly. And its nominal yield's 14%, so that's kind of the yield trap that some people fell into. Can we see performance-wise, it's been negative for the year. So it's got, potential upside, but, it's close to its bottom and net yield of 8%. So We have traded that successfully in the past. Swung trade, I've stayed away from it due to its performance for the past couple of years. So again, love to hear further feedback on what you think of OPP. Do you think that when rates are decreased, is that going to help with OPP? So Grenderson, I hope that answers your question. I hope that all helps. Everyone else, again, I'd love to hear your feedback. Okay, in the last couple minutes, unless someone has another stock you'd like to look at, another topic you'd like to discuss, I did have another addition to our biotech due diligence Google Sheet that I wanted to review and then do an exercise to evaluate the quarter's cash flow positive for a biotech stock that popped up on our screeners that may be attractive. But again, I wanted to do the analysis of the quarter's cash flow positive to see if that's something we should consider or stay away from. So in our biotech due diligence Google Sheet, which again you can get access to as a tool to use to evaluate the quarter's cash flow positive for biotech stocks or any other money-losing stock, you can use this. Get access to it if you're a member of our All Access or VIP Patreons. So I added a couple sheets today. I added a key to this key sheet that explains what the various terms are, what the various factors are, what the highlighting means in this sheet, what the calculation is, and where we can find this information, so the sources of this information. Also added a video sheet that references all our previous discussions on biotech stocks with links to those previous videos. So you can reference our previous discussions on biotech stocks, how to trade biotech stocks, and how you can use this due diligence Google Sheet. So I wanted to quickly go over and do that analysis for MEIP. This is a stock we've traded profitably in the past. So we'll bring up their FinBiz profile. You can see it's recently come down. It's pretty close to this previous support level. So it looks like it might be interesting. They actually have made money in the past. So I wanted to see, what their cash position is. So I want to calculate their quarter's free cash flow positive. So I see that's cash on hand divided by free cash flow. Cash on hand is cash and short-term investments from the balance sheet. So if we go to the bottom and go to their financial statements, go to their balance sheet, cash and short-term investments, we'll get the latest quarter. Their free cash flow from the cash flow statement. So there's their free cash flow, negative 11. So if we plug that in for MEIP, MIA Pharma, we can see they've got about 5 quarters of cash flow positive, which is average. So it's not terribly negative, not terribly positive. So again, this is one I almost put in our bullpen or shopping list to keep an eye on. Again, they have made money in the past. They lost money in their most previous quarter. So this might be a biotech that might be worth keeping an eye on. Again, it's one we've traded in the past. Looks like it's got plenty of potential upside. I would again want to look at their pipeline, look at other factors, but I wanted to quickly do that analysis with you all to see what their quarter's cash flow positive is. So again, you can see how you can use this Google Sheet to calculate the quarter's cash flow positive for any biotech, any money losing stock. And hopefully, again, that helps you be able to evaluate which one of these might be safe for a shorter term swing trade, etc., or a longer term investment. So please let me know what you think of all of this, and if there are other enhancements you would like to see made to this biotech due diligence Google Sheet, also any other tools, resources that would help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. We'd love your feedback. Let us know, how can we improve our weekly trading game plans, any of our tools and resources, our community, etc., to add more value to all of the members of our BeachBum trading community, help you make money trading, help you succeed in your trading career. Please let us know. Let us know in our Discord, in the comments to this video, etc. We hope that you like this content. We hope you'll smash the like button. Hopefully help us get the YouTube algorithm to eventually share our content with more traders around the world. And we'd greatly appreciate if you directly share our content and invite your fellow traders to join our community for the mutual benefit of all of our fellow BeachBum traders. So thank you again to everyone who's participating in the chat, everyone who's watching this video. We hope this all helps. Again, we'd love your feedback. Please let us know what you think of all of this, and good luck and have a great trading week. And we'll see you all back again next weekend for our next weekly trading game plan. Hope that all helps. Have a great trading week. Bye.